Hello everybody, welcome back to another match preview today. I haven't done one of these in a long while, so I thought I'd get onto it. Big game at the weekend for us, Man United at home. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's high-flying Red Devils roll into the capital, looking to try and boost their top four credentials and really near enough put a bigger dent in our relegation credentials. It's one of those games really where if you're a betting man, your money would be on Man United to win quite easily, and we're looking like we could be on the end of a thumping really. You've got to be positive though, but quickly looking to Man United, a little bit of the stats for Man United, sitting in fifth at the moment. They've played 25 games, won 14 of those, drawn 6 of those and lost 5, and also given them a goal difference of plus 14, and it's given them 48 points altogether. The last 3 league games have been 2 wins and a draw, which hasn't been too bad. A draw against Burnley, followed by a win against Brighton, and a win against Leicester, that was on Sunday. Top goal scorer, well there's 2 actually, Marcus Rashford and Pogba both lead the way for the Red Devils with 9 goals this season, and Paul Pogba leads the way for most assists with 8 assists to his name this year. So look, it is going to be a tough game, there's no doubt about it. United haven't lost on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since he took over, and they've been on an upward spiral of form, which has really seen them go from about, 7th, wherever it was, to really pushing on to maybe even finishing in the top 4, and I think they will. I think they'll probably pip Chelsea to that 4th spot. They've played some good stuff under Solskjaer as well. He's really actually given the players a new lease of life. Under Mourinho, it was well documented that a lot of players probably weren't happy. Look at Paul Pogba in a number of spats with him and a lot of trouble. Lukaku was favoured up front. Obviously, players like Fellaini have been shipped off to China now, which just shows that they don't want to play like the more direct defensive style Mourinho opted to play at United towards the end of his tenure. And looks like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's he's going to actually look to try and play some attacking football. He has done. He's got Marcus Rashford back in the fold, Anthony Martial back in the fold. So he's looking to try and really play some good football. And whenever I've watched him play, I've been very impressed with him. I watched him against Spurs at Wembley when they won 1-0 there. Their goal was very good. On the counter-attack, they looked very dangerous. And I also watched them in their FA Cup win against Arsenal as well. On that day, again, they looked very dangerous on the counter-attack. Very quick, very potent as well. I didn't watch their game on Sunday against Leicester, but I did see the highlights. Marcus Rashford did score again, so he's in good form at the moment. And I do worry about this front line for Man United. It's going to cause us a lot of problems. There's so much pace in there. Obviously, Jesse Lingard in there as well is a good player on his day. It'll cause us a lot of problems. And I remember Jesse Lingard actually about 4 years ago played for Derby at Craven Cottage when we beat them, I think, 2-0. And if you told me about 4 years ago that he'd been the player he was now, I probably wouldn't have said that. I'd probably laughed at you because it's mad how far he's come. He's really developed really well and turned into a fantastic player who's done it on the stage for England at the World Cup in the summer and also doing it week in, week out by the looks of it for Man United. So it will be a tough game, as I said, and it will be a hard game. However, this next run of games is going to be probably it's difficult, and I don't see us getting many points from them. I think on next 7 we've got the big 4 all at home with West Ham away, Southampton away as well. So it's tough, isn't it? The next, as I said, the 4 home games: United, Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. Any pundit looks at that and thinks we're going to get nothing from them. So, but at the end of the day, there's no pressure on us to get anything on Saturday. And against these big teams, I was thinking to myself, well, let's go out and enjoy it. We've not performed well against many of the big teams this year. We've actually been quite poor, in my opinion, which is normally a surprise for a newly promoted side. You normally see newly promoted sides come up against the bigger teams in the league and really try and give it a go. And we haven't done that really. I think aside from the performance at Stamford Bridge and maybe parts of the first half at home against Arsenal in that 5-1 thumping, other than that, I don't think we've really been competitive. I mean, Liverpool away could be another one where we were in the game for large parts, but ultimately lost the game in the end due to not taking our chances when we needed to, and then obviously defensive frailties came up to the fore again there as well. But as I said, I know we lost 4-1 as well at Old Trafford, which was generally a poor performance. I mean, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect us to get beat that easily in the end that day. I thought we built on a lot of promise. That was during the early stage of the Ranieri era. And it was a very much big surprise to get beat easily, especially under Mourinho as well. You'd have thought we'd have probably looked to try to got something from the game, but we didn't. But I'd like to see us maybe go back to that back 4 on Saturday. We sat up completely wrong against Crystal Palace on Saturday. We went with the back 5 and it didn't work. We really shot ourselves in the foot, I think, with that formation. I don't think we're good enough to play with the back 5. I think at our best we're better with a back 4 because Ranieri seems to be playing Tom Cairney out wide as part of this back 5 and it just doesn't suit him. I think he's much better playing in behind the striker, more centrally, so he can see a lot more of the ball and dictate the attacking play as well. So I hope we go to a back 4, although I don't think we will, but I really hope we would, even though knowing Ranieri, he probably won't do that, and he'll probably realise when we're probably about 2-0 down that he'll want to make a change, and it'll be a little too late, I hope. And I hope that's not the case, but I've just got a feeling it will be. Looking at the way we're going to hopefully, reflections on Saturday actually before we move in a bit more. Frustrating, wasn't it, against Crystal Palace? Very frustrating game. We had a couple of chances, didn't we, to go 1-0 up. Mitrovic, that big chance early on, the Joe Bryan cross into the box. Mitrovic got ahead to it, just couldn't steer it on target, which is unfortunate. But my main problem is with Fulham at the moment. Whenever we get the ball out wide, it only seems to be Mitrovic in the middle, actually in the area for crosses. And it makes defending against Fulham so easy, because when you're two centre-halves on Saturday, when you've got Mama Sakho and you've also got James Tompkins, two big commanding centre-halves there, and you're just putting Mitrovic in there. You're putting crosses into one player, and your attacking midfielders or your wingers ain't following in. It's gonna make it makes it so much easier for a defensive unit to defend as a team, because you just come up against one player, double up on him, cross comes into the box, clear it away. And this is what frustrates me. We did it so well on last Tuesday in putting balls into the box and getting numbers in the box, which is why we beat Brighton, I think, in the second half. We already got numbers in the box. We put them in early. Mitrovic was in there, but we had players floating around. Look at Vietto's goal. He was floating around in and around that 5-yard box. He picks up a scrap of the cross and he scores. But on Saturday, we didn't get that. And I think I watched Match Day highlights quite well, and they highlighted that very, very well, where they paused every time a ball's played out wide, and you'd look, and it's only Mitrovic in the middle. Tom Cairney on the edge of the box, not looking to make a run into the box. Ryan Babel nowhere to be seen either, and even some of the midfielders nowhere to be seen either. So you've got to think, sometimes some of our players need to be probably a bit more committed and actually get into the box with Mitrovic, because Tom Cairney, I think, in my opinion, in the Championship did that very, very well. If you look at his goal against Reading in the playoff semi-final, it was a follow-in. Look at his goal against Norwich when we won away 2-0 last year. Again, he followed in. He got into the box. He made them runs and he picked up the scraps. He got the luck from making them runs. He got his reward and he scored goals from doing that. And he hasn't done that this year. And it's a number of players, not just Tom Cairney. I think it's a number of players. I don't know whether it's down to a lack of confidence, or it's just players not looking to try and, or it's just maybe a defensive style that Ranieri's looking to implement. That means only one player in the box, which is rather ludicrous if that is the case. But I don't think it is. But if we want to threaten teams, that we've got to get more numbers into the box, especially when we get the ball out wide. I know Christie can frustrate with a cross. I know Joe Bryan's got a good delivery on him, but we don't see it enough, in my opinion. So if we can get more numbers in the box, we'll definitely pick up little scraps. We might even lead to some goals, which we need to do, especially against a team like Man United, who are defensively not. I don't think they're overly solid. I think you can get out their back line. I think they've got a back line consisting of Phil Jones. I think he's probably the weak link. And if we can get some service into Mitrovic, and as I said, just a common theme in this, get the numbers into the box, we can definitely cause United some problems. And they've got a fantastic goalkeeper, so we've got to be on our A game up top to even try and get anywhere near the back of the net in terms of trying to score. But we've got to give it a go, and we've not seen it against big teams, as I said before. We've just got to go against these big teams, and let's just show them what we can do, because we haven't done it this season. We've rolled over and taken some pummelings against these big teams. It really frustrates me, because the teams around us seem to pick up form against some of these bigger teams. They really come alive against them. They've got some positive results. I know Burnley were 2-0 up at Old Trafford last week, and they threw it away, but it's a point. If you'd offer Burnley a point going into that game with a bit in your hand off, I know in certain circumstances it came up at a cost of throwing away a 2-goal deficit, but nonetheless, they didn't lose the game. They came away with something. You look at teams like Southampton, they went and beaten Arsenal at home. They perform well against Arsenal, and it's that type of performance against the big teams which can really make or break your season. And it would be a very Fulhamish thing if we were the first team to beat Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United. It would be a very Fulhamish thing. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think it's going to happen. My prediction would be a 3-1 to Man United. I think on their day, and I think with the quality they've got in their team and the newly revitalised team, I don't think we'll have too much of a chance. I think they'll have too much for us up front, and the quality going throughout the team will be too much. I do think we'll score a goal, but perhaps more of a slight consolation than a goal that would really stand for any meaning throughout the game. But look, going around on social media, obviously, as well, there's been this talk of Andre Schürrle. His loan deal could be terminated if we go down this year. He also came out on Twitter earlier, right, actually before recording this, and said it isn't true. At the end of the day, look, I know all Fulham fans, it's quite dull at the moment in the Fulham camp. Everything's negative at the moment. We're all worried about going down. But I think we've just got to try and over the next 4 home games at least, against teams that we're not going to pick up results from realistically. But we've just got to go out and enjoy it. If we can go out and really try and let's get some sort of atmosphere going on Saturday, and really just try and get behind the team and show, look, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down with a fight. I don't want us to go down with a whimper, but let's just go and show the other teams in this league what we can do. If it means we go down, then so be it. But we've just got to show what we're more than capable of, because on our day we can cause teams problems, and we haven't seen enough of it this season. But I've seen in parts throughout the season, only small parts, that when we come up against some teams and when we're on our game, we're more than a match for teams, which does frustrate me as to why we're down the bottom, towards the bottom of the league. It has been frustrating, but if we can go out on Saturday and at least show what we're capable of, then we can at least give Man United a little bit of a game, regardless of what happens. So we've just got to see. I mean, obviously Lazar Markovic and Harvard Nordveit didn't feature on Saturday, so whether or not they'll get a look in on Saturday remains to be unknown. I don't know what's going to happen with them two. Again, my reaction to them two, Nordveit I was quite satisfied with. Markovic, obviously not, but it could be like a Ryan Babel thing. He's only 24, so he's still got plenty of room to improve. And if he comes on Saturday, makes an impact and plays well, then good luck to him and that. He can only do what he's been brought into this club to try and improve what we've got. And if he comes in and puts his head down and knuckles down and plays well on that, then we'll all be satisfied to a certain extent. But this is where I wrap up the review, the preview, sorry guys. If you did enjoy it, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new as well. I think we're only, a handful of 1,500 now, which is brilliant. So if we could reach that after Saturday, and by the way, I am going Saturday, my first Fulham League game of 2019. And people might think, oh yeah, you missed 2 games because it's Man United, you're going to go to it. It's not that. I think if this illness, if me being ill had happened at any time, I would have missed any of the league games, regardless of when it happened. I missed Tottenham as well, missed the Brighton game, which I was gutted about, but I'm happy to be going back Saturday, and hopefully I can go back now for the rest of the season without having to worry too much. So if you did enjoy this, guys, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new as well, as I said. Comment your comments, predictions, all the good stuff. And we'll see you all Saturday evening after the video. So take care, guys, and see you then.